right, we are live. Hello,
Yay.
everybody. Welcome, Katie. So I'm super excited to have my friend Katie Sweet here today with us on this live, and I'm gonna have Katie talk a little bit about herself and what she does. She's a trainer and here locally in Chattanooga, and has been one for a long time. Has a lot of amazing experience and knowledge to share with everybody today. So I'm really excited. Katie, give us a little intro. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Katie Sweet. I'm a personal trainer here in Chattanooga. I've been training and just involved in like the group fitness world for over 10 years. I love working with people. I knew I always wanted to teach. So training was just the right path that I wanted to take. So right now I'm just doing one-on-one personal training and semi-private training at Authacy Training in the south side of Chattanooga.
Awesome. Yeah. No, it's really funny because I didn't know Katie when I worked at Kyle House Fitness, but we both kind of were in similar circles randomly and then found each other once we were actually not in the same place anymore. So kind of funny. But Chattanooga is a small world like that.
Yes.
Okay, so today I really want to talk about some super actionable things for people, especially as we start going into the new year and thinking about, I'm sure so many people have these New Year's resolutions. They're like, I'm going to hit the gym hard in January, going to get right on my nutrition, all this stuff. But I think one of the reasons that a lot of times people don't end up sticking with something is because they don't have a plan. They don't know what they're even doing strength training for. They know they should be doing it, but they don't really understand the background why. So because you've been in this field for so long, how would you maybe explain why somebody needs to do strength training and the benefits of what a plan are kind of within that, so people are maybe sticking to something a little bit better?
I think the general consensus is shifting a little bit more towards just quality of life, right? So people are learning about strength training because they want to be able to move when they're older. So getting up and down from the ground, playing with the grandkids, still being able to do the sports that you like to do, still being able to run and walk and just do all the things that make you happy. Strength training and having a plan and sticking with it is just really important for all those things, for your body, for bone density, for everything.
Definitely. I feel like that's, especially being home for the holidays. I don't know about you, but this conversation always comes up with my parents, and my mom's on board, but my dad is not so much. And so it's always kind of pulling teeth a little bit. It's okay, but when you put it in the context of doing the things that you love for longer, I think that helps people maybe realize a little bit more how important it is.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Especially in such an active city that we live in, just access to so many great outdoor activities.
Yeah, so true. So when you think about building a plan for somebody and, we think about the principles of progressive overload, somebody might have heard that, or they might have kind of been, somewhere in the stratosphere of what they kind of general knowledge, but they might not actually understand what that means. So how do you kind of go about explaining that to somebody and then programming that for somebody within the training that you do?
Yeah, so you can just think of it as simply as you're picking out a time frame, whether it's a month or 3 months, and you're picking out specific exercises that you want to do. So let's say it's a push-up or a squat, right? So you're tracking the amount of reps that you're doing, the amount of sets that you're doing, and then possibly the weight that you're using, right? So then as the weeks go by, you want to progressively overload that particular exercise by increasing maybe your reps, going from 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 15, right? Or the amount of sets that you're doing, maybe 1 set to 2 to 3 to 4, right? And then increasing your weight. So just adding on 5 pounds every week. That's a good way to see and track your progress and see how you're getting stronger. So that's the importance to me of tracking, is like, it is a thing that you can see that you're doing, the effort that you're putting in, we are building up each week, and you can see that progress, and then you'll eventually be able to feel that progress.
Yes, 100%. I think that's so important because a lot of times people come into, I think, a workout and I know at least for me, and you probably hear this a lot too, but people will be like, oh, like, I don't want to be bored. So they just want to they do something different every single time. They want to do some like random workout. They just pick something randomly off of YouTube. And, something's better than nothing. Like, I have to say that for sure.
Yes.
But people, like, I think a lot of times people don't understand that, like, you have to do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. Because then after you're just, doing these random things, then you're like, okay, why am I even doing this again? So if you have something to track, you're like, okay, this is why, and it's helping. I can see this.
Exactly. And then that comes back to, like, that helps keep you accountable to yourself, and then also is motivating because you're like, you can actually see that progress. Whereas, like what you said, if you're just doing random workouts, you're not really maybe seeing the progress that you think that you should get because you're not tracking it. You're not doing those same things. So yeah,
Right.
I think that's a super important point for people to know when they kind of get into this, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So then when we kind of think about like structuring that on a weekly routine, I know there's a lot of people who are really busy and they're like, I don't have time to work out, or I don't have time to fit this in. Like, how, I know for me, like, I have certain ways that I might work with people in like building that for them, but maybe how do you think about structuring a weekly routine for somebody, especially for somebody who is that person that's going to say, come up with every excuse in the books that they've got not enough time to do a workout, basically.
Yeah, that's a tough one. A lot of the people that I see that come in are already willing to put in the time, right? They've already decided this is important. I'm going to pay for this and I'm going to do it, right? So just having that accountability, going to see somebody and having, paying for it, that really is a big factor for people. So outside of that, it's just picking and sticking with a time and blocking it off onto your schedule. That's going to help you stay consistent. I totally get it. If you're a busy person, you only have X amount of time to get your workout in. So maybe more of a digital programming would work a little bit better if you do need that accountability. So your trainer would maybe create a full hour plan, right? But you can take that 1 hour and break it up into 2 30-minute chunks, or, whatever, and get that in throughout the week. It doesn't have to get done in an hour, right? You're getting the same workout done. You're just spreading it out through the week. So just understanding that it's okay. It's the same thing, right? You're getting the same workout in. You just have to organize it a little differently. So, yeah.
I think that's a good point, because I think a lot of people get overwhelmed by that. Like, I have to do an hour workout. And like, maybe they think that they have to do that hour workout like every single day of the week. And that's, we don't want that necessarily either. So, it's important to be able to, let people know that they have a bandwidth within that, and just like getting the thing done is probably the most important. So for then somebody that is coming in with you, so maybe in with you, I'm not sure, I know you have some clients that come in once a week, maybe twice a week. If somebody's working out like 2 to 3 times a week, how would you maybe recommend, or do you program, say maybe through your online programming program for them, like full body? Should they do upper body, lower body? Like, how do you kind of think about that for a person?
Yeah, so I just, depending on how many days they're doing, right? I have shifted into just doing, each day is full body, but we are splitting it so that one day we're doing vertical push and pull, right? So think overhead press, think pull up or lat pull down, right?
Mhm.
The other day we'll do, horizontal push pull. So think rowing and chest press.
Mhm.
And then we'll split up the legs too. So the hinge and the squat, we'll do those different days. So just try and organize it to where we're not doing squat and squat and squat. We'll do a squat one day, we'll do a deadlift another day, maybe a single leg something the other day. So I just split it up to make sure that we're not overloading the same muscle group. That's all.
Yeah.
And just trying to target each specific area that we need to target. Squat, hinge, rotation, core work, push, pull,
Yeah.
all the fun stuff.
All the good stuff. And I
Yes.
think that that's like, I mean, obviously that's one of the biggest benefits of going to a trainer or like seeking some sort of additional help with this is because a lot of people might not actually have the knowledge of what all of those different movement patterns look like or mean or how they impact the body or how to like combine those things, like thinking about the vertical versus the horizontal.
Mhm.
So I think that that's where you really get a lot of benefit, or people get a lot of benefit by learning from a trainer or PT or whoever it is that you
Mhm.
seek like additional help from to be able to learn those things and have somebody kind of walk you through that first. Again, it comes back to that like not doing just like random stuff, basically.
Yeah.
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 So that's really good. Do you have any favorite exercises that you like are your go-tos? I want to say.
Well, I love doing heavy deadlifts. Now, right now it's a love and hate relationship because I've got a goal in mind and I'm just kind of at a sticking point where I'm so close to hitting it. I just really like to lift heavy. I like to feel powerful. I like to feel strong. So the deadlift for me is going to be a big one. Pull ups, bench press.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, kettlebell swings, kettlebell work. Yeah, those are
Yeah.
my jam.
Those are also all awesome. Like,
Mhm.
and so this is something that I get a lot of questions on. So I'm sure you get this question too, but like people will always ask about like rep ranges and
Mhm.
like then the whole thing of like women, they're like don't want to get bulky or something like that. They're like, oh, I have to do 15 reps to be lean to get lean muscle versus like
Right.
bulk muscle. And I'm like, muscle is just muscle. So
Right.
yeah. So like how do you maybe when somebody comes to you, because I know it's like sometimes a delicate line, like you're trying to educate somebody and
Yes.
not just like tell them that they're straight wrong.
Yeah,
Um
right.
maybe you do kind of in a way. So how do you maybe explain that to somebody of like the benefits of doing like these higher rep ranges versus lower rep ranges and kind of what that might look like for somebody?
Yeah, I guess it's just I think we're also shifting our mindset now with women, understanding that lower rep range and higher weight is good. It is good for you. So luckily that's just going on right now. Like we don't have to work so hard to encourage people to lift heavier.
Mhm.
But you do have to listen to your client and you do have to work with them. So just talking to them and understanding the why behind, why don't you want to? Okay, maybe let's try it. See how it feels. Let's see what your body's capable of. And then letting them know that we're going to go up and down and then back up and then back down. So it's just going to keep changing in that way. Like we might start off with a heavier rep range, but it's going to be a lighter weight. And then
Mhm.
we'll switch to a lower rep range and a heavier weight.
Yeah.
So just kind of just letting them know that that's
Yeah.
just how training works.
That's so true. Yeah. And I
Yes.
think that that's something that I know a lot of people maybe are like scared to lift heavy, but
Mhm.
they don't
Mhm.
actually really know what lifting heavy means for them. And I find
Right.
that, yeah, like a lot of people can lift way heavier than they think they
Mhm.
can. And
Mhm.
they're like surprised by what they can do. And it's like, oh, like, look at
Yes.
that.
Right. Yeah. 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 For me, such a good feeling accomplishing a heavy lift.
Yeah.
So,
No, I feel the same way, but I do know some people are, more hesitant. So, and when from the PT side of things, like when there is maybe an injury or something,
yes. Yeah. For
100%
sure.
something that
Yes.
I have to consider in that realm. But
Yes.
you know, there's always, like you said, it goes up and down and the bandwidth kind of like changes
Right. And
ways.
all towards just you getting stronger and building more strength. And your body is just more capable of lifting heavier load, right? Your
Yeah.
body is your body. My body's going to look maybe a little more bulky than somebody else's body. And I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. I love my muscular
Body.
body.
Yes. So strong. I love it. No, that is so true. And it's a good reminder because, you know, there's like all of this stuff, you know, we're inundated by stuff on social media these days. I mean, we have been for a while, but it just is like constantly more and more input.
Mhm.
And so I feel like that's a really difficult thing. Not only are we getting like the visuals of different people that we think like maybe we should look like that
Right.
person, or telling us that we should look like that person, but also there's like all of this other information floating around and stuff in social media. So that's something I always like to ask people. I'm like, what do you see on social media that are like maybe the biggest myths or things that maybe are trending? And you're like, that's wrong, basically.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, there are a lot of good accounts out there, a lot of good trainers out there that you can follow. You just gotta find them. Um, but I just don't like the trend of this is right and this is wrong. There
Mhm.
are a lot of different ways to perform a squat, right? And
Yeah.
there's different reasons behind it. So one might not be wrong, it just might be different.
Mhm.
And non-negotiable. I just don't like it when people say lifting is a non-negotiable for me or this is a non-negotiable for me. Like life happens. You
Yeah.
get sick. You go on vacation. You don't have to work out on vacation if you don't want to, but you totally can if you do.
Yeah.
So to me, yeah, those two are the big ones for me. I don't like it. I don't like that.
It's like all,
Staying
yeah.
Staying consistent is the
Yeah.
key, right? You
Yeah.
can miss a workout. You can miss a week of a workout, right? Don't miss 6 months of a workout. That's not staying consistent. So that the whole non-negotiable thing for me is just it's too hard. It's too much of a
Yeah.
yeah, I
I think it comes back to like it's a lifestyle. Like, and lifestyle is like always in flux, right? Or like your life is already always in flux. So like, yeah, you go on vacation, you have holidays, you get sick, you get injured, whatever it is. Like
yeah,
things happen, life happens, but it's the consistency of like coming back to
yes.
something
Yep.
that is the most important part. So yeah, I
Yeah.
totally agree with that for
Yeah,
sure.
I have a step goal right now, and I just try and hit 10,000 steps. It is an arbitrary number, but it's a good one.
Yeah.
And right now I'm on a high streak. I'm at like 110 days, right? But I'm
That's
like,
amazing.
if and it was really hard during traveling to
Yeah.
stick with that. And with the days being shorter, it's been a lot harder hitting that goal. But I'm not sick. I
Yeah.
don't have an injury. So if I can do it, I'm going to get it done. But I do know that if I'm sick, I can miss a day and it'll just restart the tracking of the steps. And so yeah, it's about the consistency, just getting it done, not doing it every single day. And you can't miss a day. I can miss a day. I can
Yeah.
miss 2 days.
Yeah.
But just getting back to it is the important
Exactly.
part.
It's
Mhm.
just part of that habit. I see that a lot of times with like not a lot anymore because I don't follow these kinds of accounts generally, but
Mhm.
like run streakers, like people who
Mm.
be doing like a run streak and they're like, I've run a mile every day for 1,000 days. And I'm like, damn, your body must be hurting.
Right, yes. Or
Like,
your immunity is, like, so good, like
you
yeah.
need recovery, you
Yes.
need all of that. So like that kind of comes in too. Like when you think about recovery, I want to talk about recovery, but then also like fueling for your workouts,
Mhm.
because I feel like that kind of and that goes hand in hand with recovery is like when you think about fueling for a workout, maybe before or after thinking about the nutrition side of things, what are kind of the principles that you teach your clients or that you stick to yourself that generally like work well and you've seen work well for others?
Yeah, generally with my clients, I just ask them how they're feeling, right? If there's somebody who doesn't need to eat before they work out. Cool. You probably ate 3 hours ago, so you probably have the energy that you need, you know. But it's important to be hydrated and to fuel your body, right? So you need carbohydrates for fuel. So if you are somebody who does feel like you're very tired during your workout or you're feeling nauseous, you probably need to eat before your workout. Now that doesn't mean you should have a full big heavy meal, because then that'll weigh you down, you know, it might make you feel more sick, but just getting something in. And it's very individual to each person, so it's, you just got to feel it out. You got to do a bunch of tests and see what your body can handle and what your body needs.
Yes, 100%. That's something people always ask. They're like, well, what's the best thing to eat before or best thing to eat after? I'm like, well, this is what I do. Like, I can tell you what the best thing for me is, but I can't tell you what the best thing for you is because,
right.
Yeah, like you said,
what's in your house? What do you buy? You know, like,
right.
Yeah.
So true. Definitely. And then this is the other thing for like protein. Like protein is a big thing. I know for like even yesterday on a client call, like she was having trouble tracking stuff. And it's like, okay, if we can just track protein, then that's like the most important thing.
Yeah.
So I generally, do you track protein as well? Or
I do occasionally. I'm not right now, but I have a general idea of, you know, what we're getting.
Yeah.
Once you track your macros, you're it's always there.
It's always up here. You can't really not know, I think, at a certain point if you've done it for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always usually say like 1 gram of protein per pound body weight or per pound desired body weight. But I feel like that's probably pretty much where you're at as well.
Yes, yeah, for sure. And then for my clients, that can be a really daunting number. I like to eat. So like I get my protein in. I make so I can hit my number. I can hit my target. But I understand people, like, especially if you don't eat breakfast, you're missing a whole like source of protein right there, you know, a possible source of protein. Just getting in something, eggs, protein shake, whatever, yogurt, you know, you could get easily 20 to 30 grams of protein for breakfast. So that would be a good one to start doing, is start eating something for breakfast for clients.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's a really big one. I had one client recently and he was just having like cereal and orange juice. And I was like, okay, we need to that's like pure sugar. So let's think about something that is a little bit more protein forward, but he's been doing really well. And I think that, yeah, that's something that when you can get that protein in at the beginning of the day, I think that's a great tip is people, don't realize they're like, oh yeah, I just grabbed like a granola bar or a breakfast biscuit out of the pantry and that has like no protein in it, but there's easy swaps that you can do for sure. So that's really good. Okay. So thinking about like when we go towards the holidays, I know like being consistent with everything is difficult. Like it's difficult for me. And we've just said too, like you don't have to be like on it every single day, like the way that you might normally be. But for somebody who does have like maybe a bigger, whether it could be a weight loss goal, it could just be like, fitness goals in general. How do you maybe like help people or help clients think about moving through the holidays and staying consistent with, what they're doing when there's a bunch of stuff going on?
Yeah. That's such a tough one. With my clients specifically, since I'm not like a nutritionist, I don't have any certain that I do try and stay more focused on body moving, the workout, focus on the workout, giving them general tips on nutrition and things like that. But mostly just like giving yourself grace. It's that consistency thing, right? So it is okay to enjoy the holiday season as long as you get right back on track, right? You can miss a week, but don't miss 6 weeks. So I think that would be the biggest takeaway is just to allow yourself to enjoy the time with your friends, with your family, with
Mhm.
what's going on, and don't beat yourself up for enjoying the food, because that's also what food's about, right? Enjoyment. Not just for fuel, not just for nutrition. It's for gathering and it's for enjoyment. So enjoy that food.
Definitely. Yeah, there's a huge like social component to that. And the holidays,
Mhm,
especially, and social kind of traditions around food.
mhm.
Um, so I think it is super important to be able to be a part of that with your
Mhm,
family or whatever traditions you and friends or relatives or whoever it is that you have,
mhm.
and be involved in that and enjoy it. And and then maybe you go on a little Christmas walk or something like that.
Yeah, right, yes.
Be
Maybe
with
you just have half of the dessert you wanted instead of all the dessert you wanted, right?
Yeah.
Maybe have a friend you can talk to be like, "Okay, there's all this stuff here, I wanna have all of it, but I know I have this really big goal ahead, so I'm
Mhm.
just gonna have" yeah, like a half a slice instead of a full slice. You're still enjoying it, right? You're still getting that yummy, delicious dessert. But you are still, chasing after those goals. And yeah, so maybe having that buddy system
Yeah,
could help with that. Yes.
definitely. I think that's definitely something that's really definitely helpful, and having a supportive community around
Yes.
you too is
Yeah.
really important. And making I think talking to people, like talking to your friends or your family, say, hey, this is my goal, this is what I'm
Yes.
doing, like, can you be my accountability buddy in this? And
Mhm.
have uh ability to kind of rely on somebody else as well, because I feel like a lot of times everybody feels like it's just all on them, and it
Yeah.
feels so heavy if they have these big goals, and then if they fail at it, it's all on them too. And
Yeah.
it's I think we have to not look at, like, not label things as failure, and like
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
like, learning about how to be better humans just in
Right.
general, really.
Yeah, 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 and it's all about the habits that you built up until that one big event or that one big meal, whatever it is.
Mhm.
So, you've already built up these habits to maybe it's binging, right? Maybe not binge eat or binge drink, because maybe the drinking leads to the binge eating.
Yeah.
So just building those habits to find that balance when the big events happen when it matters most.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And building those habits, I think, at least for me, it's like I use the principles of 1% better a lot. And
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
that, adding, like, just stacking small things on top of each other. Because if you have really big goals, whether, like I said, whether it's weight loss or strength or muscle gain
Mhm.
or whatever it is, it can
Mhm.
be really overwhelming to think that you have to completely overhaul your entire life. And then,
Yeah.
it's like, blah, I don't know what I'm going to do. So then, yeah, like you said, those just like little habits over time really make the biggest difference.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Amazing. Well, is there anything that you would like to, like, that I don't know, whether it's things that you commonly get questions on that you want to, like, talk about, or anything that you have going on in your world that you want to kind of share in the coming weeks or month?
Mm. Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess just coming up, working at Authacy, I think we're an amazing training space. We're really chill. We do program everything out. We use an app to track everything. So if you are interested and you're looking for a space for personal training, or like I said, we do semi-private as well.
Mhm.
Check us out. It's a great, great space off on the south side. And we do have some community events coming up. So we'll start doing those quarterly. So we have a workout that's going to be main times 24 December 6th, but I'm not sure about if this is going to be played or not. Anyways,
Yeah.
doesn't matter, but we will have more in the future. So just keep a lookout for what we got going on and check us out.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And I've worked out with Katie. Usually we have our standard workout, or we try to at least
Yeah.
at the end of the week. And it is a really great facility. I always enjoy going in there. And yeah, Katie and everybody there does a great job. So
Yeah.
it's an awesome place, and definitely everybody should check it out. Well, I'm gonna kind of wrap it up. So
Yeah.
anybody who is like looking at stuff for the new year, right? Like Katie at
Mhm.
Authacy, we've got so many amazing personal trainers around and gyms. And so I
Mhm.
just really encourage everybody to like find somebody that they are going to vibe with and make
Yes.
a plan.
Yeah, the important thing is to just move your body.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no, you know, just move.
Yes.
And we're here for you.
Just move. Yes, 100%. And then on my side of things, if anybody is looking for more a PT focused kind of online training, I'm actually have a Giving Tuesday bonus kind of package bundle that I'm doing. It's a really big offer. It's over $1,000 worth of like additional stuff that you get
Yeah,
with.
it looks awesome. Yeah.
I'm really excited about it. So I
Yeah.
only have 5 spots open, and if anybody is out there, you've been dealing with a painful injury, something like that, and you would benefit from getting through that to be
Yeah.
able to live your life the way that you want to live it, then this is a perfect time because I'm also offering within that bundle, you get to join with a buddy for the price of what it would normally be. So that's that
Very cool.
accountability piece, super important. And yeah, well, I'm gonna hop off here, but thank you guys, everybody who watches this now or later. And Katie, thank you so much for being here. I'm really glad that you got.
You. Yeah, you're amazing, Libby. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks. All right, bye, guys.